Hi Year 6, I hope you all had a lovely bank holiday with your families in the sunshine. This week, if you decide to choose Maths Challenges Set 1, watch this video because it's going to help you with multiplication. What we're going to do now is recap how to use the grid method to solve multiplication calculations, and then look at how we can use the grid method to help us with long multiplication. So let's get started. So the calculation you can see here is 25 times 13, or 25 multiplied by 13. So when we use the grid method, you may see it called the area model, but as a school we call it grid method. To start with, the first thing we need to do is partition the 25 and the 13 into tens and ones. So you can see that's what I've done here. So 25 becomes a 20 and a 5. The 2 here represents 20. Then I need to partition the 13. This 1 here represents 10. So you can see I've partitioned it into a 10 and 3 ones. So now these blank boxes here, I can start to fill in with some answers. And it's these numbers across the top and along the side that I multiply together. So to put an answer in this box here, I need to do 20 times by 10. I know that 20 lots of 10 is 200, so I can fill that in there. This box here is 10 multiplied by 5, or 5 multiplied by 10. We know that multiplication is commutative. That means it doesn't matter which way round you do the calculation, you're going to get the same answer. So 10 times 5 is 50. This box here, 3 times 20. I'm going to count up in twos. 2, 4, 6, and make it 10 times bigger. So 3 times 20 is 60. And then this last box here, 3 lots of 5 are 15. Now, these 4 answers here, I need to add them together now. So I've already written this calculation out here for us. And now I can add them. So 0, 0, 0 and 5 is 5. 0, 6, 5 add 1. So 6 add 5 is 11. Plus the 1 is 12. So I put my 2 here and carry the 1. Sorry about the watermark, everybody. Then 2 plus the 1 that I've carried is 3. So I now have 325. So 25 multiplied by 13 is 325. Okay, let's have a go at another one. So the next calculation you can see on the screen is 36 multiplied by 14. So we're going to use the grid method, and like I said last time, we need to partition the 36 and the 14 into tens and ones. So 36 partitioned into tens and ones is 30 and a 6. This 3 represents 3 tens, so that makes that 30 there. And the 14, this 1 represents 1 10, so there's my 10, and there are my 4 ones. So now I can multiply the numbers along the top and the side to get these answers here. So 30 times by 10 is 300. Excuse my writing, it's really difficult. 6 multiplied by 10, or 10 multiplied by 6, is 60. 4 times 30, or 30 times 4. I'm going to do 4 times 3, which I know is 12. Then make my answer 10 times bigger, because I actually need to multiply by 30, not 3. And 30 is 10 times bigger than 3. And then last but not least, 4 times 6. So I'm going to count up in 6 4 times. 6, 12, 18, 24. So there are my 4 answers that I now need to add together. So I've written them in columns in the correct place, and I can now go about adding them up. If I get my pen back. 0 add 0 add 0 add 4 equals 4. 2 add 6 add 2. So 2 add 6 is 8, plus that 2 is 10. So I put my 0 here and carry the 1. 3 add 1 is 4, plus the 1 is 5. So 36 times 14 is 504. Okay. So we can use this now, our knowledge of the grid method, to help us solve the same calculation but using long multiplication. So if you look here, here is our calculation we started with. 36 times by 14 is 504. And here is the grid that I used when I was working that out earlier. So I'm going to show you what long multiplication looks like, and our answer that will go down here should be 504 if we've done it all correctly. So, get my pen, I'm going to use a different colour. And I fill in the calculation to begin with. I'm doing 36 times by 14. Okay. And we always start by multiplying by the ones, by the 4 here. So I'm going to do 4 times 6 is 24. So I put my 4 in here and I carry the 1. Now I'm going to do 4 times this 30. 4 times 3 is 12. Add this 2 is 14. So I can put my 4 here and I can carry the 1 over to here. Now I'm going to multiply by this 10 here. So I can put my 0 placeholder in here. And now I can do 1 times 6 is 6. And I can do 1 times 3 is 3. Now I can add them together. So 4 add 0 is 4. 4 add 6 is 10. So I put my 0 here, carry the 1. 1 add 3 is 4, plus the 1 there gives me 504. So we've got the same answer, so we know we've done it correctly. But what I want to show you is just how it links to these two methods linked together. So this first thing I did was 4 times 6. If you look over at the grid, there is 4 times 6. There's my 24. I also did 4 times 30. If you look over here, there's 4 times by 30. Then I did 10 times 6. 10 times 6, there it is. And then lastly, I had this 10 multiplied by the 30, 10 times 30. So you can see how the calculations link together. The long multiplication would be a more efficient method for solving this calculation, but the grid method is still reliable. So what I would like you to have a go at is, I've got 3 calculations here for you. I would like you to have a go at solving them using the grid method and using long multiplication to check that you get the same answer. Then you will know that you've got the right answer if you get the same answer twice. So I always say to you when we're doing practice SATs questions, when you are checking your work, don't just read your answers, actually try and work the answer out again. If you get the same answer twice, you know you've done it right. If you get a different answer, you know that you have gone wrong somewhere. So what I would like you to do, have a go at 26 multiplied by 13 using the grid, and then do the same calculation using long multiplication. Then do the same with 42 times by 15 and 35 times by 21 and see what you get. If you pause the video now, have a go, then come back and you'll be able to find the answers. So please pause the video now. Okay, year 6, so here are the answers, and I've used the grid multiplication method and long multiplication. As you can see, my answers are the same no matter which method I used, so I know my answers are correct. I hope you got the same answer twice as well. If you've got any questions, please remember to ask on the Padlet, or you can email the school email address and it will get forwarded on to me. I hope that was helpful. and look out for more videos coming soon. Bye!